When it comes to pressing up hats, we had a lot of problems that we just had to deal with. Whether it was crease marks right here or huge heat press lines across the top of the hat, there was nothing we could do about it. Kind of like deliver them to our customers and try to hope they didn't say anything. Well, Hotronix has solved that problem. And today, I'm here to unbox the Hotronix Fusion IQ 360 hat press. How you guys doing? My name is Stan from T-Shirt Social, and I help people start t-shirt business from home. Wherever you at, and we're gonna get right into this unboxing and show you guys how I pressed up this dope hat without any press lines right after the intro. Here today to unbox the Hotronix Fusion IQ 360 hat press. I'm super excited, man. This is supposed to be the best hat press on the market. They did a lot of research and development, so let's jump right into the unboxing. So I need my scissors. Let's get it open. Shoo! I'm excited to see what this thing looks like. Seen a few ads about it, and now I get to see it in person. All right, they got a little pack here. Let's see what's inside this. All right, they got a few different patches and different things like that. Some embroidered patches, some puff embroidery. And the beauty about this new hat press here is heated from the bottom as well and the top. So what that does is when you're pressing something like an embroidered patch where it's kind of like hard to get the heat or temperature through it because of the depth that it has, or rather the thickness that it has, it's important that you get some heat from the bottom. Usually with like a shirt or a sweatshirt, you'll press the outside to get it to tack down, and then you'll flip it inside out to get the actual tack or the glue heated up to temperature so to actually hold on. So I'm excited to see what this press can do with these patches. So up next we have the testing report, and this tells you about all the things that it tested, the temperature calibration, who tested it, and all of these different things. Doesn't matter. They got the operation manual. We definitely ain't using that. Okay, they have a detached power cord, and they have some different foam cores, which pad to use. So they have 3 pads in here. Oh, I said 2. 3 pads in here. All right, which pad to use? A 1/8 inch, a 1/4 inch, and the 3/8 inch pads. Let's say it says use this pad for heat applying single layers of heat transfer vinyl. 1/4 inch pad says use this pad for emblems patches with a 1/4 inch thickness or less. And then 3/8 inch, use this pad for thicker dimensional embroidered patches. So what this is gonna do is give you like a even pressing element over what you're pressing. So it's some thickness to them. I'm assuming because this press is supposed to eliminate those lines we used to get at the top of the hats. If you guys had a heat press, if you don't, I've had a bunch of different heat presses, from Amazon presses to kind of like the house brand presses from Heat Press Station, which would be the Signature Series, which I really like the new one. And therefore, that line that usually appears at the top of the press, this is supposed to eliminate that for you guys. So we're gonna take a look. We're gonna need these later on, so I'm gonna put these in the back here. Let's pop this top off. All right, True. This thing just looks like a monster. It don't look like it belongs in this box at all, but let's get it up out of here and onto the table. Oh, this one came out a lot easier than usual, so let's pop it up. Let's get this cord out the way. Got to get this thing plugged up. So it says attention on here. Lift with 2 people, if possible, placed on a sturdy level stand. Well, broke that rule already. Use a dedicated grounded circuit. So whenever you're working with like high-end heavy duty heat presses, you're definitely going to have an electrician come in, check your power circuit, make sure you can take enough power. If you have a house where you're using heat presses, multiple presses maybe, and you're constantly shorting your circuit breaker, you're going to probably want to have a electrician come in and look at your panel and get yourself a dedicated line. I had to do that in the new store, so I got 2 dedicated lines for where I plan on running the presses. That way you don't cause any power shortage or anything like that. Locate near an outlet if possible. Avoid using extension cords. Any heavy duty same deal. If the extension cord needed, use a 28 rated or 12 gauge cord. So use a professional grade power cord if you're using a power cord I'm sorry, not a power cord, an extension cord to actually run a machine if it's not close to it. Lift handle if equipped with up position before turn on press. So make sure it's open and read the manual for instructions, including Wi-Fi connection. So this press is I guess I'm gonna call it a smart press because everything today is called smart when it has any technology into it. So this can be hooked up to Wi-Fi and it'll bounce some data around on the cloud. What data? I got no idea. All I wanna know is if this shit works or not. It's plain and simple. So now we're gonna go ahead and get it plugged up so we can see how it works. Got the location around the back here. One cool thing that I see about this is like the power cord, you can't just pull it out. It has like two little prongs on the side to make sure that once it's in there, it stays in. Unlike what you might find like a computer cord or different things like that in the past, you just plug it in and snatch it out. And if you snagged it or something like that, it'll always come out. So it has these like safety locks, I'm gonna call it, that you use in order to take it out, which is pretty cool. All right, so in order to open this, I gotta remove this little bolt here. Whew, take a look at that. This looks pretty awesome. One thing I noticed right off the break is that you have full access to work under here because this thing is open like mighty wide. I'm pretty sure that this will avoid any problems that you typically might have when burning yourself. If you're trying to load hats and different things like that, I've burnt myself plenty of times. So I'm not sure what your experience is with hats, but sometimes you can burn yourself. Nature of the business. All right, I got everything positioned and I'm going to show you guys exactly what we're going to do to test this press out. We're going to take a deeper look at it. I already told you guys about the wide opening that this thing has and allowing you to work freely in here. It's really, really open. It looks like they have a little bit of a new clamp mechanism. I wish this little piece over here was padded. It's had like a little rubber piece on it, but it still is like kind of hard. If you remember on the old press, the old hat press from Stahl's, that little wiring thing is the mechanism to hold the hat down. It's kind of rough. I wish this was a little padded a little bit better. Sometimes this thing can hurt your fingers a little bit, but no big deal. They do have some type of cover on it. If I wanted more, I probably could just wrap it up myself. This heating element right here, lower platen, is now a heating element, I should say. It was a lower platen. Now it's a lower platen and a heating element. If you remember the old press, it used to come with like 4 different ones, so you can try to size it based off the hat that you're using and also what you're going to print on the hat. And here, this thing is now rounded at the top, and that's the part that they feel that will remove the crease marks that we used to get on the old press. It was kind of pretty much unavoidable, especially when you're doing like dad hats or things that didn't have structure. Some of the, what am I going to call them? Some of those trucker hats kind of will work out fairly easy. If you were doing a smaller print with the smaller platen, you wouldn't get that. But anytime you would press a hat that would go above the curve would kind of cause it to have that line at the top again. All right, now this heating element here, it is oversized. So it's a little bit wider, slightly wider than the element here, which is pretty dope. I really like the feel of this thing. It feels really good. I'm pretty sure that the way that this feels and the way that it's shaped is what allows it not to cause that crease. This press is built a lot different than any hat press I've seen. It's more built like the Fusions are, and obviously it's a Fusion, but what I mean is it's a lot more bulky than normal. And it's pretty heavy compared to some of those hat presses as well. They did not cut any corners when developing this thing. It's a little bit weird, kind of what you're used to seeing and then what it actually came out to be. This thing looks like an actual tank, maybe a Hummer or something. Before I get any further into this video, it's been a while and you guys have been missing the smell test. So it's smell time, smell time, smell time. Let me smell it and see what it smells like. Take that in a little bit. Let me see here. You guys remember when Hummers just came out? My mentor had one back in the day, rest his soul, and it kind of smells like a Hummer. It kind of looks like a Hummer, smells like a Hummer, and those things took over the road, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to take over the industry for hat presses. I mean, it's built that way. All right, now that you guys know what it smells like, what it feels like, what it looks like, some of the new features, let's get into the control panel. Let's turn this thing on and see how long it takes to warm up to 320 degrees. And I'm going to also tell you guys what I'm pressing. So right now I'm gonna hit the switch in the back here. All right, they loading some firmwares and updates. It's flashing. Takes a little while to turn on. A couple seconds. All right, there we go. Stahl's Hotronix. When things get smarter, they get slower. All right, so it's on now and heating up to 321 degrees. Oh, shoo. It says heating to 320 degrees, 21 minutes remaining. I don't even have to do nothing, but let's go ahead and push some buttons here. All right, so we're gonna hit the seconds. We're gonna turn that down. I believe what I'm pressing today, you can tap the arrows here or you can slide simply on this here and jump around and tell it where you want it to be. Right there at 15 seconds is where I want to be. If I wanted to change the temperature, I would just select the temperature and I could tell it, hey, go up. Okay, or again, I could slide it. Oops, went past it. And we're good to go. Click the check mark. And we're good to go. Heating up to 320 degrees, 20 minutes left. So you guys know what I'm gonna do from here. I'm gonna let it run. The press warmed up to 320 degrees in 21 minutes. We didn't even have to wait to figure it out because this is the first press that I've seen that actually tells you exactly how long it's gonna take to get up to temperature. But what I ended up having to do is turn off the lower platen and turn down the temperature on the upper platen to 265 degrees for what we're about to press. Now, I'm about to press up a brand new product. It's actually so new, it's not even ready for the market yet, but I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek of what is possible with doing. And this is from DecoPress. This is a sublimated patch here. This is a sublimated flock patch with the technical adhesive, which goes on at 265 degrees for 20 seconds. And the art that I got done, this is from my Delaware brand, as you guys can see right there. Let it focus on that right there. I got an artist by the name of BKL Visions on Instagram. He is a dope artist, and I like his work. And you guys know out there, I'm a huge advocate for artists and supporting artists, and I supported him. I didn't say, yo, hey, give me this graphic for free or whatever the case was. I spent my money, I got some dope artwork, and now I get to put this dope artwork on clothes and sell it to the people. Okay, so we're gonna pop his Instagram up here. I'm also gonna put it down in the description below. Today, I am pressing up a new era hat. This is probably actually my favorite hat. You can find this at Samar, or you can get it from Heat Transfer Warehouse. I'm pretty sure you can find this press at Heat Transfer Warehouse, as well as all the other distributors out there. I don't care which one you shop with. I'll have the links down in the description below, but just make sure you use the link and support the channel because I'm your boy. All right, so let's go ahead and line this thing up and get it pressed up. All right, first and foremost, we're gonna lift up our element here to hold the clamp down. We're gonna load the hat in, okay? Clamp it down a little bit. All right, it fits a little snug. I can feel the arch in this thing right here, which is pretty dope. I gotta get some of this heat tape. If you have anything without tack, you're gonna wanna make sure you got some heat tape to make sure that you hold this down in position because it will not hold by itself. So I'm gonna take my tape, I'm gonna run it across, and I'm gonna line up my design about right there. All right, it's kind of snug. Let's see. Probably gonna move it down a little bit. That looks good. All right, so now I got it set again at 265 degrees for 20 seconds. Now, they told us to use these pads. So we want to not have the marks. We got to follow the directions for once, okay? There's 3 pads based on the thickness of your print. This one isn't thick at all, so we're going to go with the thinnest pad. We're going to lay that on top right there and get the pressing. All right, well, one thing I did not do is set the pressure. I didn't like that pressure, so I'm going to go ahead, and the knob for pressure is simply right here. And this is pretty cool too because the actual heating element is moving down. Before, you had to kind of like lift up the lower platens that you put on here. On this one, the heating element is actually moving down inside the press, which is pretty cool. And let's see here. I'm going to go a little bit tighter. All right, I like that right there. Now we got it for 18 seconds. so much. All right, let's pop it off the press. Let's remove our tape. That looks good. Got our tape off. I can't really pick at it right this second. I gotta at least let it cool down before you go to pick at it. And also, you wanna keep in mind that when you're pressing up any type of hat or anything like that, you're gonna let it sit, cool down, because if you just go ahead and start picking at it right away, the glue is already still warm and you're probably gonna make it come off. Okay, so let's give it a little bit of time to set, but it looks pretty good, looks smooth. I do not see that arch line that we were talking about. If you take a closer look, let me let it focus here. All right, there's no line that you normally would get across the top of this press, which I think is pretty dope, man. And I get to now walk back home, post this on my Instagram, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be able to sell a whole lot of these hats. So, down in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about the brand new Hotronix 360 Fusion IQ. I said that all wrong. The Hotronix Fusion IQ 360 hat press. This thing here is definitely a Hummer, but they put a lot of R&D, which is research and development, into this platen, and I love it. A lot of people kind of modify their presses to try to figure out a way not to have those press lines. Looks like they hit it on the nose. So is this the world's best hat press? I'm gonna say it is at the moment. Simply, this lower platen, whether you use it heated or not, doesn't matter. The fact that you no longer get those press lines, it makes it worth every penny. You're gonna save a lot of time and headache and customer complaints trying to figure out how to remove that press line, a half press, a full press. What are you gonna do? Doesn't matter. All you need is the Fusion IQ 360 hat press and you're good to go. Let me know down in the comments if you plan on picking one up. Is it outside your budget? And what you think about it. This has been your boy Stan Bates from T-Shirt Side Hustle here, unboxing, again, the Hotronix Fusion IQ 360 hat press. Peace.